The New Orleans Saints wrap up their California edition of Saints training camp, preseason game number 2. We are in Santa Clara, California, as the San Francisco 49ers defeat the New Orleans Saints 16-10. I am Todd Graffagnini. This is Erin Summers. It is our preseason game 2 recap here on Your View. Erin, I guess if you look back on the game, it was your typical preseason contest. I thought the Saints did some good things. They did some not so good things. There were some frustrating moments. But all in all, it's good to get the games out of the way, and now we're going to head home and take on the Titans next Sunday.
The Saints played their starters for the majority of the first quarter, so we did get a good look at what our starting offense and defense is going to look like. And the defense, they were all over the quarterback. Brock Purdy was in to start, and then Josh Dobbs came in. So we saw a little bit of what that pass rush is going to look like. And then offensively, it wasn't as vanilla as the last game we saw.
Let's hear from head coach Dennis Allen on preseason game number 2.
You know, obviously disappointed that we lost the game. And like I told the guys in the locker room, you know, it's never okay. It's never acceptable, regardless of what the, you know, whether it's a preseason game or not. So we have a lot of things we have to improve on. But look, I thought there were some good things. You know, I thought, you know, early in the game, I thought the defense, you know, in particular with some short fields, did some good stuff, and limited their, you know, points on some short field situations. And then kind of once we had a chance to get the field position a little bit better, you know, I thought offense, we, you know, there at the end of the, or, you know, into the first quarter and the second quarter, I thought we had a, you know, really nice, you know, long drive. Thought we ran the ball well in that drive, and we were able to convert that, you know, with a red zone score.
All right, Erin, I know Saints fans all around the country, because this game was on Fox National, was waiting for a drive that we saw later in the first quarter and actually halfway through the second quarter, a 16-play, 95-yard masterpiece that took over 8 minutes, capped off by the Taysom Hill 1-yard plunge. That's what this Clint Kubiak offense is supposed to look like.
The variety in the plays was what I think really stood out. Offensively, they had the same amount of rushing and passing attempts during that drive. They were able to establish a run game. Jamal Williams, running back, he had his longest carry of 16 yards, so that was something that was good to see. Just the ability to establish that run game really opened things up in the passing game.
Yeah, I think it feels good for the coaches too, you know, for us to execute, we had a couple explosives in there, some fourth down, you know, young players, you know, different guys playing different spots, but it's always hard too in the preseason because, you know, you're just calling like the basic, you know, stuff no one wants to show anything, but still like the competitor, and you still want to go out there and compete, you know, and make something happen. And so being able to go down and, you know, get a touchdown, punch it in, it definitely was like kind of like a monkey off the back, you know, like kind of like a relief, like, all right, you know, we can score, you know, so it definitely felt nice to do that.
You know, Jamal Williams, without question, had his best game as a Saint. He was breaking off some big chunk plays. And that's the runner that we thought we were going to see a year ago after he came from Detroit. But we know the ability is there. You just had to see it happen. And tonight we did.
Offensively, the Saints did a great job opening up some running lanes. And Taysom Hill came in and laid some pretty good blocks as well. So that was really good to see from his side of things. He did have the touchdown, that 1-yard rush, but he was in there and used in many different ways. But his effectiveness as a blocker was something that was really beneficial for people like William.
Getting down the hill, just running down, pad level, just what he does. So, like, just give him a little lane, let him do his thing. So, but he a great runner, doing his thing. Like, he's just a great athlete. So, you give him those opportunities, he's gonna take them.
All right, Erin, the next time we'll be back on Your View, it will be in New Orleans at Tulane's Yulman Stadium. 7 p.m. on Tuesday night. We'll have a live show again on Your View, but I know you can't wait to get back there. And finally, the fans are going to have a chance to see their beloved Saints.
Okay, we've seen the Saints fans out at some of these preseason games, but it's going to be really good to see them back home in New Orleans.
All right, everybody, we are headed home. We'll see you at Tulane on Tuesday night. Thanks to everybody in California for hosting us, but it's time to come home.